They stumbled into his hotel room, the door clicking shut behind them. Moonlight spilled through the blinds, painting Clara in silver as she turned to face him. Her dress pooled at her feet, a whisper against the carpet, and Daniel's breath hitched. She was all curves and confidence, her gaze unflinching. "Wait," he rasped, though his hands betrayed him, skimming the dip of her waist. "Lena wants you to live," Clara interrupted, pressing a finger to his lips. Her other hand tugged his tie loose, the silk slithering to the floor. "Stop fighting it. Before we start, thank you for coming to my channel. Your participation is my happiness. Let me know where you are and what time it is now." Okay, now let's get into the story. Daniel Harper, a 42-year-old software engineer, stared at the email notification on his phone. The subject line read, "Urgent. Client meeting in Seattle." He sighed, rubbing his temples. This trip couldn't have come at a worse time. His 15th wedding anniversary was in 3 days, and his wife Lena had planned a quiet weekend at their lakeside cabin. A tradition since their honeymoon. "Everything okay?" Lena asked, setting a mug of coffee beside him. At 38 she radiated warmth, her auburn hair tied in a loose bun. She worked as a high school principal, a job that demanded patience Daniel often admired. "Work wants me in Seattle this weekend," he muttered, avoiding her gaze. "The new project lead bailed. They need me to step in." Lena's smile faltered, but she squeezed his shoulder. "It's all right. We'll celebrate when you're back." Her voice held no resentment, but Daniel knew better. Their marriage had grown distant lately, strained by his late nights and her focus on a grueling school reform initiative. Intimacy had become a rare luxury, buried under excuses and exhaustion. 2 days later, Daniel found himself at Seattle-Tacoma Airport, scrolling through photos of their cabin. The cedar-lined porch, the crackling fireplace, the kayaks they'd never used this year. Guilt gnawed at him. "I should have said no," he thought. "Mr. Harper?" A melodic voice interrupted his brooding. He looked up to see Clara Bennett, a 28-year-old UX designer from his team. Her chestnut curls framed a bright smile, and her green eyes sparkled with mischief. "Fancy meeting you here. Seattle-bound too." Daniel blinked. "Clara? I didn't know you were on this project." "Last-minute addition." She slid into the seat beside him, her floral perfume mingling with the sterile airport air. "Guess we're stuck together for the weekend." The client meeting dragged on until 9 p.m. Exhausted, Daniel retreated to his hotel room, only to find a note slipped under his door. "Meet me at the rooftop bar. Clara." He hesitated. Lena's face flashed in his mind, but loneliness outweighed guilt. The bar glowed under string lights and Clara waved from a corner booth, 2 cocktails in hand. "Celebrating?" Daniel asked, eyeing the martini she pushed toward him. "Surviving," she laughed. "This client's a nightmare." "But hey," she leaned closer, her knee brushing his under the table. "I heard it's your anniversary. Why are you here instead of with Lena?" The question caught him off guard. "Work comes first, right?" Clara's smile softened. "Not always." She pulled a small velvet box from her purse. "Lena asked me to give you this. She wanted you to have it tonight." Daniel frowned, opening the box. Inside lay a silver watch engraved with 15 years and forever. A folded note read, "Daniel, I know this isn't the anniversary we planned, but time is all we have. Make the most of yours. Don't come home until you've lived a little. Love, Lena." His throat tightened. Clara traced the edge of her glass, her voice a whisper. "She told me everything. The distance. The loneliness. She wants you to explore. No regrets." Daniel's pulse quickened. "What's that supposed to mean?" Clara's fingers brushed his wrist, her touch electric. "It means tonight you're not my boss. And I'm not your employee." She stood, extending her hand. "Dance with me." The city lights blurred as they swayed, Clara's laughter blending with the hum of the city below. Daniel's resolve crumbled, one reckless step at a time. The rooftop air hummed with tension, the distant murmur of the city fading beneath the rhythm of their breaths. Clara's fingers lingered on Daniel's collar, her touch feather-light yet searing. Her laughter, low and honeyed, dissolved into the space between them as she stepped closer, the warmth of her body radiating through the thin fabric of his shirt. "You're overthinking," she murmured, her lips grazing his ear. Her perfume, jasmine and something recklessly sweet, flooded his senses. Just feel. Daniel's pulse roared in his ears. Lena's note burned in his pocket. Its words a paradox of permission and guilt. Make the most of yours. But what did that mean? Clara's hand slid down his arm, her thumb tracing circles on his wrist, and for a heartbeat, he let himself drown in the chaos. They stumbled into his hotel room, the door clicking shut behind them. Moonlight spilled through the blinds, painting Clara in silver as she turned to face him. Her dress pooled at her feet, a whisper against the carpet, and Daniel's breath hitched. She was all curves and confidence, her gaze unflinching. "Wait," he rasped, though his hands betrayed him, skimming the dip of her waist. "Lena wants you to live," Clara interrupted, pressing a finger to his lips. Her other hand tugged his tie loose, the silk slithering to the floor. "Stop fighting it." Her mouth found his slow and deliberate, a contrast to the storm inside him. Every rational thought frayed. Lena's smile, their cold bed, the years of unspoken apologies, all eclipsed by Clara's nails scraping his scalp, her sighs hot against his neck. Morning arrived too soon. Daniel woke to sunlight slicing through the curtains, Clara's arm draped possessively across his chest. Her breathing was steady, her face softened in sleep. He stared at the ceiling, the weight of what he'd done crushing him. His phone buzzed on the nightstand. Lena's name flashed on the screen. "How's Seattle?" Her text read, "Can't wait to hear about your trip." Daniel's throat closed. Guilt coiled in his gut, sharp and venomous. Clara stirred beside him, her eyes fluttering open. "Morning," she purred, trailing kisses along his jaw. "Sleep well." He pulled away, the sheets tangling around him. This was a mistake. Clara sat up unfazed. Her smile was razor thin. "Really? Because you didn't seem to think so last night." Daniel's hotel room felt smaller now, the air thick with unspoken regrets. Clara's smirk lingered as she dressed, her movements deliberate, as though savoring his discomfort. He avoided her gaze, his mind replaying Lena's text. Innocent yet loaded. "Can't wait to hear about your trip." "You're overcomplicating this," Clara said, slipping into her heels. "Lena gave you permission. Embrace it." "Permission isn't absolution," he snapped, buttoning his shirt with trembling hands. The fabric felt foreign, like armor he no longer deserved. Clara laughed, cold and brittle. "You think she's sitting at home knitting? People aren't saints, Daniel. Not even her." Her words struck like a blade. Before he could retort, she was gone, leaving only her perfume and a crumpled hotel receipt. The flight home was a blur. Daniel rehearsed lies in his head, each one crumbling under Lena's imagined scrutiny. When he finally stepped through their front door, she greeted him with a hug, her embrace warmer than he remembered. "How was Seattle?" she asked, her voice steady. "Too steady." "Productive," he lied, kissing her forehead. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. That night, as they lay in bed, Lena turned to him. Moonlight carved shadows across her face, hardening her features. "Did you open my gift?" Daniel froze. "The watch?" "Yes. It's beautiful." "Not the watch," she said softly. "The other gift." His blood turned to ice. Lena sat up, her voice a venomous whisper. "Did you really think I'd let you go that easily? That I'd share you?" Daniel's heart stalled. "What are you talking about?" She slid a photo across the bedsheet, a grainy shot of him and Clara on the rooftop, her hand on his chest. "You played your part perfectly." "And Clara? She's been my friend since college. Loyalty has a price." Daniel's world splintered. "This was a test?" "A lesson," Lena corrected, her eyes glinting. "Now you know what betrayal tastes like. And you'll spend the rest of your life making it up to me." Thank you for listening to the story so far. Your encouragement means a lot to me. Please comment and share your thoughts here. I love you and I am so grateful to have you on this journey with me to explore the story further. The bedroom felt like a courtroom. Lena's gaze pinned Daniel to the bed. Her triumph veiled behind a mask of calm. The photo of him and Clara lay between them like evidence, its edges crumpled from his trembling grip. "You planned this," Daniel whispered, the words ash in his mouth. "All of it." Lena tilted her head, a predator savoring the hunt. "You think love is just forgiveness? It's power. Now you'll understand what I've felt. Every late night, every empty promise. Daniel's fists clenched. And Clara? Was she ever real? Real enough to make you bleed? Lena stood, her silhouette sharp against the dawn light. But don't worry. She's already gone. A paid actress with a taste for drama. Days bled into weeks. Daniel moved through the house like a ghost, Lena's rules etched into every silence. No questions. No friends. No escape. She curated his repentance with surgical precision, a lingering touch at dinner, a cold shoulder at bedtime. Their marriage became a pendulum, swinging between venom and velvet. One night he found her in the study, tears staining a faded college photo. Clara's face smiled back, arms slung around a younger Lena. You loved her, Daniel said, the realization a gut punch. Lena slammed the album shut. We all lose people. Even you. Daniel woke to an empty bed and a note on the fridge. Grocery list, milk, eggs, truth. The garage door creaked open. Inside, Lena's old laptop glowed on the workbench, a file titled Clara blinking ominously. He clicked. Emails, photos, bank transfers, and a single video Lena and Clara, arguing in a rain-soaked alley. You'll ruin him. Clara screamed. No, Lena hissed. I'll save us. The screen froze on Lena's face, terrified, desperate, human. Daniel's phone buzzed. Unknown number. Meet me. We need to talk. Daniel's fingers hovered over his phone. Clara's message burning into his screen. The garage felt suffocating, the hum of the laptop fan echoing like a threat. He typed a reply, his hands unsteady. Where? The response was immediate. Pier 62. Midnight. Come alone. Rain lashed against the pier, the sound blending with the churn of the harbor. Clara stood beneath a flickering street lamp, her hood drawn tight. Daniel approached, his breath visible in the cold. You shouldn't have come, she said, her voice raw. But I guess we're both past shouldn't. Explain, Daniel demanded. Was any of it real? Or were you just Lena's puppet? Clara's laugh was bitter. You think I wanted this? Lena and we were together in college. She ended it when she met you. Said she needed a normal life. She stepped closer, her eyes glistening. But she kept pulling me back. Always dangling secrets, debts you. Daniel recoiled. Debts? Her school reforms, the ones she's so proud of? Funded by embezzlement. I helped cover it up. Then she threatened to ruin me if I didn't play along with her experiment. Daniel's mind reeled. So this was about control? And guilt, Clara said. She wanted you to hurt like she did when I left her. But I'm done being her weapon. She pressed a USB drive into his hand. Everything's here, transfers, fake invoices. Use it. Why help me now? Clara turned, her silhouette dissolving into the rain. Because I loved her once too. Daniel returned home, the USB drive heavy in his pocket. Lena waited in the living room, a glass of wine in hand. Out late, she remarked. We need to talk, he said, voice steady. Lena's smile faltered as he tossed the USB onto the coffee table. What's this? Freedom, Daniel said. For both of us. Lena's fingers trembled as she picked up the USB drive, her knuckles whitening. The room felt charged, the silence broken only by the ticking of the anniversary clock on the mantel. Daniel stood rigid, his gaze unyielding. You think this changes anything? Lena hissed, her voice trembling with fury. You'll destroy us both. No, Daniel said coldly. You did that the moment you traded our marriage for control. Lena hurled the USB against the wall, the plastic casing cracking. You'd ruin my career? My life? After everything I've built? You built it on lies, Daniel shot back. And I won't let you bury me with them. The next morning, Daniel arrived at the state auditor's office, the USB clenched in his fist. But as he reached for the door, his phone buzzed. A photo of Lena standing on their cabin's dock, her back to the water. The caption read, "One step further and I disappear. You'll never prove a thing." His blood ran cold. Daniel drove to the cabin, the forest blurring into a green haze. He found Lena on the dock, her posture defiant, the lake swirling darkly beneath her. You're bluffing, he said, though his voice wavered. Am I? She held up her phone, a live feed of Clara's apartment flashing on the screen. I have friends in places you'll never see. Drop the evidence or she pays first. Daniel froze. Clara's face filled the screen, unaware, vulnerable. Choose, Lena whispered. Your morality or her life. A gunshot cracked the air. Lena staggered, her phone splashing into the water. Clara emerged from the trees, a hunting rifle steady in her hands. You forgot, Clara said, her voice ice. I grew up here too. Lena crumpled to her knees, clutching her shoulder. You traitor. Clara lowered the rifle, her eyes meeting Daniel's. The auditor has copies. It's over, Lena. Headlines splashed across the news. Disgrace principal tied to embezzlement scandal. Daniel sat alone in the cabin, Lena's arrest warrant glaring from his laptop. A knock startled him. Clara stood in the doorway, a duffel bag slung over her shoulder. Leaving town, she said. But I owed you goodbye. Daniel nodded, exhaustion weighing his words. Thank you. For everything. Clara hesitated, then pressed a folded note into his hand. She's not the only one who plays games. As her car vanished down the gravel road, Daniel unfolded the note. A single address in New Mexico, and a date circled in red. And that's it for today's story. I'd love to hear what you think. Leave a comment below and share your feelings. Did you relate to any of the characters? Or if you were in their shoes, what decisions would you make? I'd love to hear from all of you. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't, hit one. Subscribe so you don't miss out on more great content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.